Good morning everybody, שפע ברוך והצלחה, שופטים ושוטרים תיתן לך בראש. We should put judges and policemen in all the gates of our towns. What's the meaning of it? The simple idea is that the court should be in the entrance of the city, of the town, so people don't have to look for it. So if you need anything, you know that's where it is. Then, why do we need shoftim and shotrim? Why do we need judges and police? And it's written ve, and it doesn't go one without the other, as the Ohr HaChaim HaKadosh explains. There is no, I think that you have judge, like you go to court and you get a judgment and you get a verdict, and then there is nobody to enforce the verdict. So what did you do? This is shameful. This is the opposite of doing justice. So you need judge and police to enforce the judgment. And that's exactly the idea of Shoftim veShotrim titen lecha. To each one of us, we need to know, even those who nominate the judges, they have to understand that they also, if they have a problem, they should be judged according to the laws of the Torah properly. In every town, bechol sha'arecha, in every town, you need to have a court, even if, for example, there is two tribes in a certain place, so you need to have two courts. Why? Because there are certain differences between the behavior of this tribe and the other tribe. By the way, if you want to put it in daily life, we are, like, for example, when I got married, before I got married, I don't remember that my in-laws, they prepared a meal for us, like to show off, and wow, they had 5 plates on the table, and 5 forks, and 5 knives, and spoons all sizes, and glasses all sizes. Like, look at it, what's this? I realized that you start from the outside and go inside, but in certain places, they will not even understand what you want from them. From the other side, there are those who sit on the floor and eat from from a plate in the center with the hands. Yes! Used in old times, there used to be a place where you used to, when you go into shul, you had to spit. There was a special vessel that you spit into it. Today, who's going to do this? Who does things like this? Spit? But in certain places, spitting is like before you eat, before you think, and before you go to shul, you have to clean your mouth or whatever. So there are certain behaviors that certain people behave and others don't, and you can misunderstand the case, and this is why you need to have judges that know the tribe. And if, for example, there's a question, so let's say if one is from one tribe, the other is from one tribe, and a second tribe. So what are they going to do? Which court are they going to do to go? So maybe the meaning is that you have courts for every tribe, but if there are mixed, so you take a judge from here, a judge from there, so they know exactly the behavior of the certain people, and they can judge them justice. Okay. Gates. There are so many explanations of those judges and police that we have to put in the gates. Gates is the meaning also the gates of the year. When we go into the new year, Chodesh Elul, we're going to bless Chodesh Elul in a few days, and this is exactly the idea of getting into the gate shiur of the new year. And when you go into the gate of the new year, you have to be aware, you need to have judges and police to make sure that you don't take in anything that you shouldn't, and leave all the sins outside and go clean into the new year. For example, when we go to a facility that's a security, is a top security, you're not allowed to take your phone, you're not allowed to take, of course, a weapon, you're not allowed to take in, and they check you, and certain places even you need special permission and things like this. And when you go to the airport, you cannot take anything you want into the plane. You're not allowed to bring water and other things from outside, inside, and so on. So all those checkups are in order for you that it will be no danger, that you will go clean and you will not, let's say, danger anybody, or maybe take, in a case of firms, you have a companion that takes you in the firm, certain firms, so you not go by yourself and look in places you shouldn't look. The same thing is when you go into New Year. into the gate of the new year, Shoftim v'shotrim titen lecha b'chol she'arecha. You need to have judges and police and to check how I'm going to go in a right foot to the new year. So I'm going to check myself. Not take in things that I'm not allowed to take in. Leave all the sins outside and take only mitzvahs outside. This is, by the way, the gates of all the other Yom Tovim. You have to prepare yourself to go into the gate in the right way. So then, wow, other gates is the gates of your stage in life. For example, when a new baby comes to the world, it's a gate. It's a gate. The baby came to the world, and then he grows up. He goes to a kindergarten. It's another gate. He goes to school. Another gate. He's got bar mitzvah. It's a gate. A gate to start to be committed to do the mitzvahs, and that's a very important gate. So here also you have to check how you're going to the gate. Prepare yourself. Shoftim v'shotrim. Check if you're doing the right things and enforce it also that you do the right thing. Then there is the other stage in life. That's the gate of marriage. You are building a Jewish home. Beit Ne'eman b'Yisrael. Also very important gate. And then you bring children to this world. Another important gate. All those gates, you have to know how to approach them, how to go into them. And this is why you need the Shoftim v'Shotrim. You need the judges and you need the police in order to enforce the thing. And understand it also. Okay, so I have a judge. I know what's right and what's wrong, but do I enforce it? And this brings us to the most important gates that are the gates of the body. Our gates, the mouth, the eyes, the ears, as we talked last week about the three monkeys, the same thing. We have to be aware and put policemen and judges to judge what we should see and what we shouldn't see. And now, don't let the Yetzer Hara, the bad inclination, to influence you, though you know it's not allowed to do it. That's why you need the police to enforce the law. You know it's right, you know it's wrong, you have to enforce it, to do it. It's where you look. And what you look, how you talk. Don't talk Lashon Hara, don't talk badly. Put a gate, put a policeman on the and a judge and a policeman don't let you speak badly. And don't hear Lashon Hara. Also you need again the Shoftim v'Shotrim that make sure you know the law, you know what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do, and enforce it. This is an unbelievable interesting place to understand how deep is the Torah. And there are more explanations about Shoftim v'Shotrim titen lecha b'chol she'arecha. But maybe one of the things that motivate us is what's happening around us. And when we look around us, we see there's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of bad things being said, a lot of bad things being made. This whole world is in a war, and the world hates us, and we have so many things going around us. And says that the Torah, don't worry. Tamim tiyeh im Hashem Elokecha. Innocent you should be with God. What does it mean innocent? Tamim, what? You're a friar? You let people believe to everybody what they say? Yes, that's the tamimut. That's the meaning, like innocent in this perspective? No. Tamim is be whole. Be complete with your inside and outside. Be complete with your feeling with God. The connection should be complete, should be whole, should be fulfilled to the point that you are completed with this feeling, with this attitude, with this connection with God. Yaakov, Ishtam Yoshev Oalim. Yaakov is the innocent guy from our ancestors. This is the last guy I'm going to choose to be the symbol of innocent. He who lies to his father, steals the blessing, he buys his birthright with a Nazid Hadashim, with a soup, and how he deals with Laban and everything. This is an innocent guy? Definitely not. But now we understand what's the meaning of innocent. If Yaakov is a symbol, he was innocent with God. He was tamim tiyeh im Hashem Elokecha. He was whole. He was completed with his belief in God, with his connection with God. And he knew whatever God is doing is for the best. If you go in the way of God, everything is for the best. And this reminds me a beautiful story about being innocent. There is this famous story with Shlomo HaMelech. Shlomo HaMelech, he was the wisest guy, the most clever guy in the world. He got all his wisdom from God. And he knew the language of the animals, of the birds. And he had a friend, and this friend nagged him all the time, "Please, my dear king, teach me the language of the birds. I want to know the language of the birds. I've got a lot of birds around my house. I want to understand what they say." Says, "It's not good. It's not going to be good." And he nagged and nagged and nagged. Eventually, Shlomo HaMelech taught him the language of the birds, and he told him, "Be aware. I'm warning you. It's not good." Okay. He comes back home. He listens to the birds. He understands what they're saying. He sits on a bench in the garden, and he listens. His two birds come, twit, 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 and he listens. There was up in heaven. They decided in the court that Ploni Almoni, this guy, and talking about him, in a week time, he's going to lose all his cattle. They're all going to die in a disease. Wow. He runs home and he sells all his cattle in a very good price. And a week later, the guy phones to him, "What did you do? What did you sell me?" He said, "What do you want? I sold you healthy cows and everything was 100%. They all died in a disease." And he thinks to himself, "Wow, what did Shlomo HaMelech say? Wow, look, I was saved." Anyway, a week passes by. He sits on the bench in the garden, and again, two birds come, twit, 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 and they start talking. And they're talking about Ploni Almoni. Who they're talking about? Again, on him. He says there was a judgment, a verdict in heaven, in the court, that in 10 days his house is going to burn down. Wow. He runs home. He puts an ad in the paper, in the television. He's selling the house for less than half price. And people buy. Less than half price. Why not? A nice house. 10 days later, the house was burned down. Wow. What are you thinking to yourself? What did Shlomo HaMelech say? Look, how clever. Look how I just was saved from two disasters. A week passes by. He sits on the bench in the garden, and two of the birds come again. Switz, switz, switz. Ploni Almoni. They're talking about his again. And the verdict in heaven, in the court, was he is going to die in 10 days. Wow. What is he doing now? Can he sell something? Can he fix something? He runs to Shlomo HaMelech. "My dear king, what should I do? Look, listen what happened to me." He says, I told you it's not going to be good. You have to understand. In heaven, in the court, you were convicted and the verdict was death. But people spoke for you, and the court decided that instead of killing you, they're going to kill your cattle. What did you do? You sold the cattle. Okay. Again, the court comes. Look what happened. He sold the cattle. And they were thinking, okay, give him another chance. We're going to burn his house. But we will save him. He's not going to die. And what did you do? You sold the house. You didn't left any option. So that's it. And this is Tamim Tiyeh Hashem Elokecha. We should be innocent with God. We should believe in God. We understand that whatever God does is for the best. Even if sometimes it doesn't look so good, it's only for the good. It's only for the best. This is Tamim Tiyeh Hashem Elokecha. To live with God in 100% belief. To be complete with God. Whole, shalem. And Bezrat Hashem, if we go in the way of God, and we put judges and police on our gates, especially as we said, the gates of the body, don't look where you shouldn't look. Clean yourself from the sins, and not only know what you should or shouldn't do, but enforce this verdict, enforce the knowledge on your body, on your eyes, on your mouth, on your ears. Go to the good place. Clean yourself when you go into the gate of the new year. And understand that this gate is an unbelievable gate. This is an option of once in a lifetime. Because when you look at the Rambam, how do I repent? How do I do tshuva? You read this, you will get depressed. Impossible. Like Rambam says that if you want 100% to do tshuva, you should be in the same situation that you sinned Don't try it. We say it every morning. Don't try us and don't let us go through certain experience and tests that we couldn't make them. So what do? How do we do tshuva? And that's the power of Chodesh Elul. This gate has got a special thing. God is with us all the time. But on Chodesh Elul, He is opening His arms. He wants to hug us. And the only thing, says the Rabbinkus, we have to do, go and embrace God. Go and hug God back. That's what you want. Show Him love. But Chas v'Sholom, if you turn away, there is no Chodesh Elul. Like, you don't see your Father in heaven. God is opening His arms in order to embrace you, and you going in the other way. This is a way to behave. This is the most, let's say, vicious way. This is the most terrible way that you should do. So what should you do? Says the Rabbinkus. Yes, there is a hard way and there is an easy way. And the easy way is Chodesh Elul. Chodesh Elul, God just wants us to show Him His love. Show that you care. Do a few things, whatever, to get closer to God, to show God your love. And as we said, keep your gates clean, your mouth, talk nicely, your ears, listen to good things, and look at good things. And this is the way to go into the gates of the new year. And Be'ezrat Hashem, God is opening His arms, and we will run into the arms of God. And Be'ezrat Hashem will go into the new year in a right, let's say in a clean situation, with love to God. All the best.